The Queen is unlikely to return to Buckingham Palace during the summer months despite the government's hopes to fully reopen the country on June 21. The latest announcement by the Royal Collection Trust, RCT, led to think the Queen won't take up residence at Buckingham Palace until at least late September 2021. She has not been at the London Palace since she left the capital at the beginning of the coronavirus pandemic last March. The RCT, the organization which looks after the royal collection and manages the opening of the Queen's official residences, announced it will soon open the doors of the monarch's London Palace for the first time this year. Visitors are normally allowed into Buckingham Palace and its gardens when the Queen is staying at Windsor Castle or Balmoral Castle. As the RCT plans opening and tours from April 17 to mid-September, it is unlikely the Queen will return to live at her main working residence in the capital before the end of the summer. From April 17, royal fans will be granted access to the gardens of Buckingham Palace at a time the Queen's London residence is usually not open to the public. The guided tour of the gardens will allow visitors to discover its highlights on a guided tour led by one of our expert wardens. The RCT's website continued, "You will be given special access to the whole 39-acre grounds in springtime, when the garden is at its fullest, with its meadows carpeted with primroses and bluebells, and its flowering camellias, magnolias and azaleas overflowing with blossoms." The staterooms at the palace are also due to reopen for COVID-safe guided tours. Visitors will be allowed back into Buckingham Palace on weekends starting from May 21. Among the areas included on the tour lasting until June there are the ballroom, green drawing room, throne room, white drawing room, music room, blue drawing room, east gallery and bow room. A few areas, including the state dining room, won't be included in the tour because of the ongoing reserving program at the palace, set to last for years. And from July, visitors will be allowed into Buckingham Palace Garden without a guided tour and will be able to enjoy unprecedented freedom. The RCT website read, "Explore Buckingham Palace Garden with unprecedented freedom this summer, and discover for yourself for the very first time its sights before enjoying a unique, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to picnic with views of the palace. You will be free to wander around the garden's winding paths at your own pace and experience the beauty and calm of this walled oasis in central London." Among the many features to discover are the 156-metre herbaceous border, the horse chestnut avenue, the plane trees planted by Queen Victoria and Prince Albert, and the famous lake with its island that is home to the Buckingham Palace bees. The official Twitter account of the RCT also stressed how unique is the opportunity to wander around the palace's gardens. The Twitter account wrote today, "We're reopening. This summer we're opening #Buckingham Palace Garden for visitors to explore. Enjoy a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to picnic on the palace lawns." These visits will be allowed between July 9 and September 19, well after June 21, the earliest date at which the government plans to abolish restrictions regarding COVID-19. Last year, the RCT described COVID-19, by far the greatest challenge in its history, saying the closures enforced to keep the public and staff safe have had a very significant and serious impact on our finances. The Queen's main residence has historically been Buckingham Palace, where she receives the Prime Minister for their weekly audience, holds meetings with diplomats and foreign leaders and carries out investitures. However, since March 19 last year, the Queen has been living at Windsor Castle due to the coronavirus pandemic. Last August, she and Prince Philip were able to travel as they normally do to Balmoral and later spent a few weeks privately on the Sandringham estate. The Queen's summer break normally takes place between mid-July to mid-October.